do you have an award show that you like enjoy dressing more than others to that point?
Well, the Oscars is always the most exciting, but it's the most nail-biting. I mean, I remember when I went down to fit Angelina Jolie for the Oscars, I think it was 2007, I can't remember. I had shown that collection. It's called the Red Carpet Collection, ironically. And her stylist called a few days after the pictures appeared online and said that Angelina was looking for a dress for the Oscars, and there were 3 dresses of mine that she liked. Could we send them down to her? And we were like, oh, wow, that's amazing, you know, not thinking too much about it because, you know, we get a lot of calls from celebrities and a lot of it doesn't pan out, some of it does. So you don't get your hopes up. And then a few weeks before the Oscars, Jen Reid, her stylist, called and said, hey, you guys going to be out in LA because, you know, we'd love to do a fitting. Angelina's kind of narrowed it down to 2 of your dresses. I was like, wow, seriously? So we weren't planning on going to LA, but I was like, I gotta go fit Angelina Jolie. So we were having a rough time financially at the time, and we lost one of our really big accounts, and it was kind of a big gaping hole in the bank account there. But we maxed out our credit cards, and we went down to LA, and we took the dress and fitted her, and there was some minor alterations. And I remember she was shooting Mr. and Mrs. Smith at the time, and they'd rented this huge rambling house for her in Beverly Hills somewhere. And it was a terrible thunderstorm, and it's very unusual that it rained in LA, especially at that time. They were in the middle of a huge drought. This is incredible thunderstorm, and it's lightning, and the house, it was a very old house, very glamorous house, but it was leaking. So the water was coming down the ceiling. And Maddox was very young at that time and was having a really hard time with the thunder. So he came screaming, and Angelina had the white dress on, and she picked him up and she put him on her hip, and she was kind of like, you know, shushing him backwards and forwards. It was really, really sweet. And I was kind of trying to pin the dress at the same time. Talk about down to earth, amazing. There were no publicists around. There was no assistants. It was just Angelina, 1 or 2 of her friends, his stylists. They had a very expensive necklace that they were thinking of wearing with the dress, so they had a bodyguard for the, you know, for the jewelry. And there's myself and my business partner, and that's it. And we did the final fitting, and she looked at herself in the mirror, and she looked at everyone, and she said, "Is this it?" And they're like, "Yes, yes." She said, "Guys, I think this is it." And that was it. And I mean, of course, we all started crying because it was like such an incredible moment. Even the bodyguard of the show was like, "Oh my God, man, I'm so happy for you." Like, but anyway, but then we couldn't afford to stay in the hotel because we were staying at the Peninsula, and it was very expensive. So we did all alterations. The dress was fine, and we left. We went back to New York, and then right before the awards, we were watching the pre-show, and we didn't see her. And I got a call from the seamstress who'd done the alterations, and she said, "Mark, darling, she's in your dress." She was Iranian, or she had some fabulous accent. But we looked and we waited, and we didn't see her. It was literally like the last minutes. It was Billy Bush was interviewing people on the red carpet, and she suddenly came on, and he went, "Wow, whoa, tell me about this." And she's like, what, the dress? And before I could say a thing, she said, "It's Marc Bouwer." And this is, you know, on national television all over the world. And it was like a moment like I'd never, ever had. Because she was, you know, I still is one of the hottest stars in the world. But at that point, it was when the bad Angelina was changing over to this incredible, you know, loving Mother Earth person who cared about the world. And we learned for the first time. And suddenly you saw her as this angelic angel, this person who really cared about humanity. And there she was in this white dress. And it was just the perfect moment, the perfect dress at the perfect time.